already started.
Good afternoon, folks.
Great. Wait, so I don't see there's an environmental impact statement here, but I'm sure we'll get to it later.
Here at the DEP, Department of Environmental Protection.
I love your communication, but could you just give me 1 more minute? This is a smaller permit before I approve that one.
Like a one-page permit?
Yeah, like a 1 page.
And if only impacts half as many people.
All right, yeah, the bad air will just stay around.
Great, my public comments worthless.
You're littering.
Hello, ma'am, could you introduce yourself?
So I am the permit seeker of the Department of Environmental Protection, and I'm here to give more opportunities
For economic development, of course, and clean economic development.
Exactly.
Clean
Well
economic
said.
development.
I couldn't
As
have said
clean
it
as we can
better.
manage, anyway.
Yeah. What exactly will these permits do?
So they
As clean as we can manage, cheaply.
yeah, the bad air will just kind of stay on the site, and so I don't know about these concerns. We have all these parameters in place, and we need this big money to come into our communities. We've been devastated by COVID, and so we're relying on these jobs.
So, how would approving the permits help the public?
Because they will get some temporary 6-month jobs out of it.
So, some activists say that the petro industry dumps radioactive waste into their communities. What do you say to that?
Not very much.
You're focusing on just a piece of this project.
Radioactive atoms are very small.
Yeah.
Still cause cancer. Only a case. That's easy to say.
There's no correlation of this cancer with the company.
Why do they call it Cancer Alley down in Louisiana and Texas? Did they make that up?
Well, there's also an astrological sign with cancer.
So when do we get to speak? When's our turn to speak?
Yeah. You have 3 minutes. Oh wait, sorry, I have a client here.
Could I have a
Lion.
permit
I thought you
for land
represented the
use
people of Pennsylvania.
reservoir injection well, petrochemical from near small town?
Near a small town?
Yeah.
Yeah, petrochemical plant? Yeah, well, everyone drinks bottled water in that small town anyway, right?
Jobs,
Bottled water is bad for the environment.
We can't afford that.
Well, if you're saying jobs, these people need their jobs.
You know, people coming up from Texas? Or which people are you talking about?
Everybody needs jobs.
Specialized workers.
Our people, is our community going to get jobs?
These permits aren't working.
Pay for the health care caused by the pollution?
Absolutely.
Come on, help me out here.
Hey, sir, hi. Let's see, thanks for being here and being willing to talk to me. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is
Mr. Moneybag, sir? All right. And how do you feel about being here today?
Jovial.
Jovial. Very good. And what do you want to achieve with the permit?
I'm sure that the job or two is local folks. We need to bring a lot of workers in to do specialized work.
Oh my gosh. So, are you worried about the pollution causing harm to the environment from this project?
I am. Come on, let's hear what he has to say.
He doesn't live here.
Here, John, get me.
I have a job.
Sir, hello, what's your name?
My name's Bartholomew. cannot be approved. As you can see, someone's trying to rubber stamp it because they don't care about the environment.
The petro industry says that they're going to give people jobs here. What do
We're
you say
getting
to that?
cancer.
Yeah.
Not yet. My kids are getting cancer now.
You need green jobs, green jobs will be here for longer than 6 months.
We've had enough of being soon and back.
All those benefits should be accomplished.
We don't want to be a sacrifice zone.
But everyone else will appreciate your sacrifice. We need the process.
Are you gonna move here, sir? Oh, okay. The people that work for you will have to deal with it. Oh, okay. Well, good for them.
You're picking on us because we're poor.
Yeah, no, I'm picking on you because
We're
you have low real estate costs.
Low real estate costs.
Yeah.
Why would you pick on him for that?
Well, it's cheaper to build a plant here. I don't care if you're poor or rich, as long as your house isn't worth much. Then I can buy your house cheaply and build a plant here.
You bought off my neighbors.
Yeah.
All of my neighbors.
Yeah, well,
And you're pitting them against each other too.
sure. What's the problem?
They won't stand for it. They're having their own meetings, town council, and they're writing lots of letters to their editor of their paper, and they're writing letters to their congresspeople. They won't stand for that kind of treatment.
We are operating within the law, and we are generating wealth in the economy. And if you're unfortunately not picking up some of that wealth, well, you should probably go find another corporation to work for.
How many jobs do you think you'll create?
Well, we're creating thousands of jobs while we're building the plant.
Thousands.
6,000 jobs.
Maybe hundreds.
A couple of years.
Stop lying about those job numbers.
And now, there'll be fewer people once the plant's running. It's a highly automated plant that requires just a few maintenance technicians. And that's a little bit unfortunate, but the impacts to the economy as a whole will continue to be large, especially since Pennsylvania is subsidizing our income taxes and property taxes. Sorry, you're subsidizing our property taxes. We appreciate that, actually.
Right,
But
mostly
Pennsylvania
automated.
is subsidizing our income taxes.
We're using our tax dollars too.
Mostly automated plants.
Not yet. We don't get your tax dollars until we start making profits.
I need to hear you. Would it be easier if someone else handled the microphone?
Maybe.
Right next to you?
We could try it. Sure.
Would anyone like to handle the microphone and then you can sort of...
I can hold it.
Well, you're getting film, so that's fine.
I probably won't take any more.
Anyway,
I don't want
Yet with the environmental impact statement, but I'm sure we'll just figure it out later.
We're just gonna rubber stamp it 3 times. One's enough.
Haven't you ever heard
Good
to
service.
not bite the hand that feeds you?
What do you mean? I'm not working at the whatever plant he's gonna build.
Divestment 101.
Yeah, he said we feed you.
It might be. We have openings for janitors and maintenance staff.
You're going to take our tax dollars and give us low-paying jobs or jobs that aren't here long.
We're in a bit of a slump right now, but I'm sure we'll be able to pay you later.
Yeah.
You're never going to pay a living wage. Why would I take your jobs?
Well, because it's the only job in town.
That's how it works, huh?
It
Grease
keeps
the
you
wheels.
active. It keeps you,
I mean,
keeps you going.
that's what the economy is, you know.
What about our health? What about cancer and air quality and all the other stuff? All the dead animals?
What about the study in Nature Sustainability, the journal, that said that the economic harms from fracking air pollution alone are outweighing the employment benefits in the Appalachian Shale Basin?
Well, that's interesting. We haven't really thought about that, but we already approved their permits.
We did, huh?
Yeah, I'm not a scientist. Well, I used to be when I play one on TV, but I'm not a scientist.
There's a lot of fake news out there. to?
This is from a peer-reviewed journal.
Okay. Well,
But the economic harms happen downwind, and the economic benefits happen here, in your town. We're promising jobs, construction jobs, to people who come to work here, even if they may live somewhere else.
Job
They
for
come to
who?
work here, they spend money at the lunch counters in your town, they buy Band-Aids in your town, they buy gasoline in your town,
Well, see,
They
this
drive up
applies.
the prices of housing.
and they buy houses in your town. Well, that's good for the people who already have houses. I mean, that's, you know,
Oh, excuse me, sir,
you're just
yes.
looking at it from the point of view of
can't
somebody
afford
who
to
I have a
rent
question
anymore in my
for
town.
the people here representing the petro industry. I just got word that there are a lot of farmers in Greene County who are worried that you're going to take away their jobs because you're going to ruin their livestock and their crops. What do you say to that?
I'm saying that they need to adapt to changing times, and they have to run their farms in the modern, efficient manner that
That
can
doesn't
deal,
sound fair at
can
all.
deal with xylenes and polychlorinates and polycyclic hydrocarbons in the cattle feed.
Wouldn't you say the same thing about adapting to a greener economy?
If they can adapt to a greener economy, that's good for them too. We don't plan to adapt.
We don't plan to adapt at all.
And everyone knows that climate change is a hoax.
you're talking too close of litter cleaning with the community. Like you facilitate days where the community goes out and people pick up litter.
That's
You know,
right.
do you know who you're talking to?
And we plan to pay for planting 1,000 trees in Beaver County.
What good is that going to do? It's going to destroy the air quality anyway.
Planting trees doesn't destroy the air quality.
The
Your
trees
plant
will
will.
probably die
Oh,
from
the
the pollution.
plant. Yeah, everyone worries about the plant, but we're going to be planting trees. Trees are going to be doing green things and capturing carbon and being leafy and have nice colors in the fall.
It's going to put out 2 million tons of carbon every year. Look at the plant.
Well, you need to do that to make plastic, yeah.
What about the methane and the benzene?
It'd be too expensive to catch them all.
What about the downstream plastic pollution?
Yeah, why do we need
That's
more
not our
plastic?
problem. I mean, we make the plastics. We don't lose any of it. If we sell it to somebody and they lose some of it, well, that's maybe their problem. Or if they sell it to you and you throw it away, that's your problem, right?
Could it be that it's going downstream and therefore away from you? Therefore, it's not a worry?
That too.
Why do we need more plastic, sir?
People keep buying it. We
Yeah,
need plastics to wrap things up to
Aren't
keep
they
them
meant to
clean from
reuse
the-
it too? Reuse the ones they've bought already?
That's a personal choice. I mean, we wouldn't dream of influencing the way you live your life except through advertising.
Aren't there alternatives to plastics that really don't have to make us depend on fracking, which we know is causing a lot of harm in our communities?
Oh, there are people who want to make plastics out of hemp and stuff like that, but they're,
Hippies.
hippies. Hippies.
All right, our phase for public comment has expired. We're not taking any more.
What?
But-
We're not taking
But
it.
ma'am,
That's it.
ma'am, there's
I haven't had
already
my
there's a
say.
line out here still. Shouldn't you accept their comments? They've been waiting for so long.
We've made it clear that we're only open to public comment for a certain amount of time, and so I apologize.
You have to wait till we give another permit. You can comment on the next permit.
Take over.
Next permit,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
that going to be?
This is cracking your
We got 2 views.
Is this a different operation,
Not close to the
or
school.
what's the proximity of the school
to what?
to the children?
To the children's school is very close to the children.
Okay.
The cracking is a good 300 feet away. It's not a problem.
This is kind of a big job.
Did you say 300 feet? Did you read the grand jury report that the Attorney General put out?
No, I'm not a lawyer.
You feel that's a safe distance, sir, from a school?
I feel that's a safe distance because our staffers never make any mistakes.
They don't make mistakes. Give me a break.
We don't pay them to make mistakes, and they follow orders very well.
Okay. That sounds good.
Is this a very large permit you were saying?
It looks like it's a large permit, and these emissions will give local residents cancer. We won't worry about that.
Do we have to do all the paperwork? Can we split it up into small permits or something?
Yeah, just maybe if you downsize a little bit.
Can I give it here? Here, I'll do it.
Then I can approve it more immediately, sir.
You're just gonna go along with this? Come on.
Page
it's
1
so
doesn't
low.
have any cancer-causing chemicals on it.
My
You're gonna do
goodness, it seems our
page 2?
corporate rep here has done
What are
something
the
called submitting
chemicals,
things
sir?
like piecemeal. It makes it easier for petro companies and fracking companies to get their permits approved if they make them smaller and submit them bit by bit rather than all at once. It also makes it seem like they might be polluting less if it's just bit by bit and not all at once.
Sir, is a list of the fracking chemicals available to the public? Is that on a website or?
Here's a permit that has nothing to do with the first one.
Well, we're not through talking about the first one yet.
It looks pretty similar,
But it's a different
But if
location.
it's different,
If it's a different, it's the other side of the school.
okay. Alright, so it is missing the environmental impact statement, but we can put that together later.
We have plans to write an environmental impact statement as soon as we make a profit.
That's illegal. You can't just do it without the environmental impact statement. It's the whole point of the law.
It's happened before, though.
Oh, so now it's okay.
Just the process that we have to go through.
Are you the Department of Environmental
You can always buy your own laws, folks.
Who are you protecting?
A corporation, not to.
Now you gotta get it.
Jobs, 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 jobs. You all need jobs.
Where are representatives on this?
Jobs,
Who's
jobs.
representing us?
They're looking to develop the economy. They know that you need jobs too to pay for your health care.
Don't they work for us?
Seems like this is
They work for whoever
a
pays them.
well-thought-out plan, even though there are
They
harsh
do pay some
chemicals
attention to you,
being dumped
unfortunately.
into
It
the
gets really
environment.
it
The
really
air-
gets inconvenient
Air
occasionally. But
regulations are in place, so
that's why we have to, if you weren't talking to these people all the time, we wouldn't have to spend nearly as much on lobbying.
Look at that permit.
What will people
It's
drink if
most
their water
inconvenient.
people all drink bottled water anyway, so
Why? Doesn't that cause more pollution though?
But it makes the economy go round. It gives people jobs. You have to have plants to make the plastic to hold the bottled water because the water is not cheap because of the plants making the plastic to make for the bottled water.
Water should be free.
Water should be clean.
Water should be in bottles.
Water should be sustainable. You should have it for generations, not 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 years.
Sirs, I heard that someone from here saying that their cows have accidentally eaten plastic that was in their feet, little bits of microplastic, and it made them so sick that they died and they lost a huge amount of profit. What do you say to those people?
No, I think you need smarter cows that stick to the grass. You don't see me eating microplastics very much, do you?
They're micro, it's hard to see them.
Yeah,
They're ending up in your food too.
So maybe we need cows with better eyes then. We can do some genetic engineering on that.
How many people is acceptable to die for every 100 jobs, sir?
10 or 20.
Seriously? Wow.
That's what your bottom line is? 10 or 20 people die and it's okay? What about our community? What about our kids? What about our animals?
Well, if you don't have money, you know how you're going to eat. And so this way, at least 70 or 80 of you, or 90 of you, survive.
What if we gave tax breaks to more green energy companies? And besides, plastics isn't even about energy anyway.
Yeah.
Are Chinese interests funding your cracker plant, sir?
It's very international. Chinese and Thailand and all over the place. You know, money flows around in various, very mysterious ways these days.
Yes.
And you know, we try to make a little bit of it flow into here, but
you have plenty of lobbyists helping you in state capital in Columbus, I'm sure.
we pay for the lobbyists. Absolutely, they are part of our business plan. They are an important part of keeping the economy moving.
What about the Constitution? Pennsylvania's Constitution. Clean air, clean water.
Well, when that gets in my way, I'll tell you.
Yes, sirs, I heard that in a lot of your business meetings, you're always told that the Pennsylvania Constitution is more of some nice suggestions and not really a law you have to follow. Is that basically true?
Absolutely. I mean, we understand that clean air, clean water is important, as long as it doesn't get in the way of jobs and the economy. I mean, we try to run our plants as clean as possible, as long as we can make an adequate profit. So, you know, as long as the ecological stuff, whatever that is, doesn't cost us too much, we're happy to do a little bit. You know, and you know, we do have to visit the plant entirely occasionally, so you know, you don't want to have to wear a mask or something if you're just there for 10 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah. So
All right. Well,
we think about ecology all the time. Mostly we think about it and then we ignore it, but occasionally we think about it a little more than that.
And some things can't be done without stuff.
Haven't you
Something
seen
what?
all those photographs of plastic nurdles all over the environment, on beaches, by the millions? Why should we think that you're going to be able to contain them when other petrochemical plants didn't?
Well, we don't. We sell them, and then we sell them, and we don't try not to drop very many of them. And if people then turn it into plastics and drop the plastics on a beach, it's not our problem.
But other cracker plants have lost millions and maybe billions of nurdles into the environment.
Well, Shell ethane
Why
cracker
should we
plant in
think you
Beaver
wouldn't?
County has not lost a single nurdle yet.
Yes, right. We can see through that argument, sir.
Those microtubules are what's harming the water system, and plenty of other downstream smaller organisms in the water system that ingest them. Microtubules are terrible for them. We see it in the ocean. We already know about the gyre, the plastic gyre in the Pacific Ocean. And plenty of fish are ingesting it.
But who makes money off of that? I mean, a couple of fishermen.
Well, that's why I say we don't need to use plastics.
But I mean, oceans are not important to the economy. Oceans are just big wet things.
Oceans are our largest carbon sink.
Yeah, but nobody makes money off of them.
Your carbon.
Yeah, but nobody makes money off of them. I mean, what's the point of an ocean if you can't make a profit for somebody?
It's the wrong business model. Who cares what kind of money you make from it?
hey, besides, I hear that carbon is really good for plants.
Carbon is
That's
good.
what I've heard other people saying in your industry. Yes,
Water is good for people, but not if we drown.
it's true. What do you say to that, sirs?
Well, I don't recommend you drown.
You're drowning us in plastic.
Yeah, we're practically breathing it in. It comes down in the rain now at some places.
I've heard some people on your board, people who sit on your board of directors say that the plastic that we put in everything, like on the
It sounds like a terrible beach.
A soft beach.
A plastic beach. Who wants to go to that for summer?
Well, people go to plastic ski slopes occasionally.
What about the turtles? What about the dolphins and all the other animals that are poisoned by plastic?
I don't know. I haven't asked them. Have you?
They can't talk, but we're going to talk for them. Stay out of our...
Does your company have an official stance on climate change?
I don't believe so. I mean,
Do you have a working group addressing climate change?
We only worry about it by way of the insurance we pay.
What's happening behind you?
Trying to put a permit
Oh
through.
no, he's distracting
Oh,
us
no.
while
Breaking news, folks.
he's approving more permits.
What's this permit for?
Yes, indeed. What is it for?
Fossil fuel resources.
Fossil fuel resources.
What kind of company is that?
That makes the economy work.
Kind of thing that makes the economy work, huh?
The resource that makes the economy work, folks.
Methane, benzene, that seems to bring some economic surge to our community.
Will it bring a surge to the average worker, though? The average working class person?
For those that are employed in entry-level positions, they will have a job for 6 more months, which I'm sure the community will be pleased about after this pandemic. Okay.
You're supposed to protect us.
Plastic is very simple to recycle.
Oh, come on now.
You're gonna burn it?
Less than, I think, 7% of plastic has been recycled. And the industry knows that too. Haven't you watched the story of plastic yet?
That's just because your town is not trying hard enough.
You can't recycle all the plastic you put into the ocean and the landfill.
You can build houses out of plastic.
Who wants a plastic house? It'll fall apart.
Monopoly. People that live in Monopoly board do.
It'll be waterproof.
Be strong. When this is all over, we might be out. We might have a job for you.
Do you hear
Wait a
that?
minute, we heard that.
That must be exciting.
I have a livelihood too. I am a human being, and I am doing my job. Things will become other things. So the environment may change.
Sure, the plastic.
As long as we have the American people going after their dreams in this community.
Which people?
The people with us, our people. We have dreams of making money. Some of it might go to you, and lots of it goes to us. That's the dream.
We haven't dreamed of getting cancer or worsened asthma,
No,
so.
that's not one of my goals. Is it?
It's a consequence.
We don't recommend that you have asthma or cancer as a goal. You should take personal responsibility for these things.
You should take personal responsibility for these things.
I do. I take personal responsibility for as much of the profit of the company as possible.
What about my nosebleeds, my headaches, my asthma, rashes, nausea, sleep disturbances, mental health impacts, and cancer?
That's right. What about all those significant health impacts?
I am a doctor, and I'm starting to see more and more patients come in with what I think are health problems due to the environment. So I think if you ask doctors, we probably wouldn't want them to get this permit.
What do you say to that, corporate bastard?
Silence. Nothing.
Well, I mean, I would say that we think that this is something that should be studied, and then maybe in 10 years there'll be an answer to it. And
You don't
Study
have
it
10 years.
before you get the permit, not after.
quite an idea. It's not an idea I like, but it's quite an idea.
I think the off-gassing at night when they, you see these large methane dispersals at night near these people's farms and lands, it does contribute to their sleep disturbances. They're concerned and they can't even fall asleep. If they're lucky enough to fall asleep, they wake up hearing these large methane dispersals in the middle of the night.
Well, fortunately, those will go away once the fracking is over. The well is producing gas, which it'll do for a year or two before we have to frack it again. They ought to be able to, hopefully, hopefully they'll be able to live with it.
And their well water, of course, is
well water.
toxic. It's undrinkable.
Right, which is why we need plastic to make water bottles.
What about those wells after 1 or 2 years? What happens whenever you abandon them?
Well, why don't you pay
Still
for
pose a
it?
health problem.
Why don't you pay for it instead of the taxpayer? It's your mess.
Well, it's not my mess. I run a plastics company. The fracking companies are separate companies, and if they happen to go bankrupt before they clean up their wells, that's unfortunate.
They were scared of me more than I was scared of them.
It's unfortunately true that if a little company does not do well financially, it will go out of business before it can clean up its fracking wells. And we regret that as much as anyone.
It's irresponsible and unethical.
But we regret that as much as anyone. But that's the way business works.
That stinks of kickbacks too.
Folks who are here to protest, what do you think should be done about all this?
I think we should have a real voice in our government and how they approve these permits that are clearly toxic and harmful to the environment and the people of Pennsylvania. That's what I want to see happen.
Yeah, just like the oversight from a citizen police review board functions, we have to have citizen police fracking company review boards.
That would be a horrible idea, a shocking idea. It's un-American, communist, socialist, worse than that. If I can think of something worse than that.
I want corporations to stop buying off our politicians.
Yeah, here. I second that.
Yeah, who else are you paying? Who else is on your
Judges.
payroll?
We don't pay people, we make campaign contributions.
Can we find out exactly what these contributions were to and to who?
Mostly, aside from the ones that go to political action committees.
What about lobbyist gifts?
Yeah, that's a hidden part of your.
There's a little bit of that going on, maybe, but only a little bit.
There's one of your lobbyists for every single representative in the State House.
That's just a
Well,
coincidence,
not
right?
personally, but our colleagues do have a number of
Did you tell us which company you're from? What's the name of your company?
I believe it's Mobex these days.
Mobex, a hidden company.
Well, it's, too expensive anyway.
We've heard your talking points. I think we've heard enough.
Shut her down!
Shut it down!
Shut it down!
Earth first.
I would just like to see all of the cost of your business operation be paid for in some way in the pricing of your products, so that we don't have to, so the people don't have to pay for the pollution that your company is putting out. It should be incorporated into pricing and regulation.
Your shirt buttons would become more expensive.
Well, they should be more expensive because of the pollution that's put out creating them, sir.
We're paying the price.
Yes. Every
In more
day.
ways than one,
Our
too.
children's too. Children's too.
Can we change it out to the parking lot, maybe?
I feel like I should cut the tape.